Hello everyone. Today's topic Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye, a very powerful stone of will and action. It strengthens personal boundaries, helps with decision making, removes fear of action, stabilizes energy. It is often used when you need to move out of stagnation. In short, citrine, manifestation, and money. Yellow calcite, gentle energy restoration. Tiger's Eye, will and action. Tiger's Eye is one of the most well-known stones for willpower and inner stability. It is easily recognized by its golden brown bands and the cat's eye effect chatoyancy, where light seems to move across the surface. Core energy of the stone. Tiger's Eye works with action, focus, and inner structure. Its main qualities: inner confidence, grounding of energy, clarity and decisions, protections from manipulation, emotional stabilization. This is a stone that doesn't scatter energy, it gathers it into a single point. Sorry. Sorry. Connection with chakras. Main chakra, Manipura chakra. Effects: activates willpower, helps to act without fear, removes the feeling of powerlessness, stabilizes personal boundaries. Sometimes it is also used between the second and third chakra, as it helps to transform creative energy into action. Psychological impact. Tiger's Eye works well when a person doubts themselves, is afraid to make decisions, feels their energy is being drained by others, is stuck in a thinking but not acting state. The stone helps move from through decision action. It activates both the inner observer and the warrior at the same time. How to work with Tiger's Eye. Activating strength. Hold the stone in your right hand for 3 or 5 minutes. Breathe in. Inhale into the solar plexus. Exhale, feel your inner center. Phrase: I act calmly and confidently. Practice before any important decision. Place the stone on your solar plexus for 5 or 10 minutes. Ask, what is right for me? Where is my strength? Often a clear answer comes after this. Protection from external influence. Wear the stone in your pocket as a bracelet or near the solar plexus. It helps you not absorb other people's emotions. Shadow side of the stone. If a person's energy is unstable, Tiger's Eye may increase rigidity, make a person overly controlling, activate exercise stubbornness. That's why it's better to combine it with heart-centered or intuitive stones. Archetypal association. Tiger's Eye is often linked with Thor, action and strength, Tyr, decision and responsibility, Odin, clarity and strategy. This is a stone of quiet power. It does not shout. It makes a person strong from within. Tiger's Eye is the stone of the moment when a person stops doubting and begins to act. Tiger's Eye and woman. Tiger's Eye is a stone of willpower, inner center and healthy boundaries. For women, it can be very beneficial, but its energy is quite active and structured, so it's important to understand both its advantages and potential risks. How Tiger's Eye can support a woman. Building healthy boundaries. The stone works well when a woman tends to sacrifice herself, allows others to control her decisions, is afraid to say no. Tiger's Eye helps feel inner strength, stop over adapting, protect personal space, restoring strength after a difficult period. When a woman has experienced A breakup, loss, deep exhaustion, a long period of responsibility. The stone helps stabilize the psyche and restore a sense of control over life, moving out of the victim role. Tiger's Eye helps shift from things are happening to me, then I choose and I act. That's why it is often used when a person starts their own project, changes jobs, leaves old patterns behind. Emotional stabilization. The stone reduces anxiety, helps think clearly and rationally, balances emotional fluctuation. This is especially useful during periods of stress or important decisions, strengthening self-expression in the world. Tiger's Eye helps to express your opinion, not fear attention, act consistently and confidently. When Tiger's Eye may be harmful, excessive rigidity. If a woman is already very controlling, the stone may intensify rigidity, make the character overly sharp, reduce emotional softness, closing of the heart. Sometimes Tiger's Eye increases rationality, reduces emotional expression, makes a person more emotionally distant. That's why it is best combined with heart-centered stones, strengthening of inner control. In some people, it may trigger a need to control everything, intolerance toward weakness, inattention. When Tiger's Eye is especially beneficial for women. It works well if a woman is living dependent relationships, is starting her own business, is learning to set boundaries, is going through a period of independence. When to use it with caution. If a woman is currently in a state of deep exhaustion, emotional vulnerability, a need for softness and support, then it may be better to begin with gentle stones. In short, Tiger's Eye helps a woman become internally strong, but it's important to maintain a balance between strength and softness. Tiger's Eye often appears in people's lives exactly when they begin stepping into their material or financial path. And this is not a coincidence. Why Tiger's Eye is connected with finances? This stone works with the center of will, the Manipura chakra, and this chakra governs personal power, decisions, action, the ability to manifest in the world, resources management. Financial flow is often blocked not by lack of talent, but by fear of showing up, self-doubt, procrastination, dependence on others' opinions. Tiger's Eye helps remove these exact blocks. How it influences financial behavior, supports decision making. Many people think for a long time but don't act. Tiger's Eye shifts the state, idea, then decision, then action, removes fear of visibility. It helps to show your work, speak about your services, set your price, not fear criticism. This is especially important for creative people, stabilizes financial energy. The, sorry. The stone helps to avoid impulsive spending, see opportunities, think strategically, builds inner authority. When working with Tiger's Eye, a state often appears. I know what I am doing. Others can feel this too. For creative people, for artists, creators, and practitioners, Tiger's Eye helps. Stop hiding your talent, start showing your work, turn creativity into value. In essence, it supports the transition. Creativity, then expression, then material result. Important note, Tiger's Eye does not create money by itself. It only strengthens willpower, brings clarity, supports action. If a person does nothing, the stone will not change anything either. Symbolism. The golden bands of tiger's eye are often associated with solar energy powered the material world. That's why it is sometimes called the stone of strategists and entrepreneurs. Tiger's eye for men. Tiger's eye is traditionally considered a masculine stone because its energy is connected with willpower, decisions, responsibility, and action. It activates the power center, the Manipura chakra, which is key for many men in how they manifest in the world. Benefits for men. Strengthening inner core. Tiger's eye helps a man feel confident in his decisions, rely less on others' opinions, build inner authority. This is a stone for those who want to lead their own life. Clarity of thinking. The stone stabilizes emotions and helps to see situations objectively, make decisions faster, act without unnecessary doubt. This is especially useful for men in leadership or high responsibility roles. Regulation of aggression. Tiger's eye does not amplify emotions but structures them. It can help channel aggression into action, reduce impulsiveness, act rationally. Support for financial mindset. The stone supports strategic thinking, discipline, focus on goals. That's why it is often worn by those building a business or career. Protection from manipulation. Tiger's eye helps to sense when someone is being pursued, resist emotional provocations, maintain inner balance. When tiger's eye may be harmful for men. Increased rigidity. If a man already has strong control and dominance, the stone may make him overly rigid, amplify authoritarian tendencies, reduce empathy. Excessive control. Sometimes tiger's eye exchanges the need to control everything, intolerance toward weakness, perfectionist tendencies, emotional closure. The stone may shift a person toward rationality, called analysis, suppression of feelings. For men who already struggle to express emotion, this can increase distance in relationships. When tiger's eye is especially beneficial for men, it works well when a man is searching for his path, is starting a new project, is going through a period of responsibility, wants to become more focused and disciplined. In short, tiger's eye helps a man gather his strength, make decisions, and take action. But it's important not to lose flexibility and humanity. Interesting detail. In many traditions, tiger's eye was considered the stone of warriors and rulers, and is often associated with the archetype of Thor and Tyr. Tiger's eye does not create power. It reminds you that this power already exists within you. Why tiger's eye often appears during times of change. An interesting observation. Tiger's eye very often enters a person's life precisely when they are leaving old patterns and beginning to build a new path. This is because the stone works with the center of power, the Manipura chakra, and this chakra governs willpower, decisions, life direction, and ability to act. Psychological mechanism. When a person begins to change their life, three inner states usually appears: doubt, fear of making mistakes, procrastination. This is natural stage before any new phase. And this is exactly where tiger's eye supports. What actually changes? The stone does not create external events. It changes internal behavior. Gradually this appears. More clarity, the ability to make decisions in a calm, readiness to act. A person stops waiting for the perfect moment. Why this matters? Many people get stuck between two states. The old life no longer fits, but starting a new one feels scary. This period is often called the threshold of change. Tiger's eye helps to cross that threshold. Symbolism of the stone. The moving light band in tiger's eye symbolizes focus of attention to forward movement of energy in a concentration. That's why the stone is often associated with the image of a tiger that is calm, attentive, acts only when the moment is right. Core formula of the stone. Tiger's eye works through a simple principle: clarity, decision, action. That's why it's especially valued by people who build their own business, change their life path, break out of old limitation. Deeper meaning of the stone. Tiger's eye reminds a person of a simple truth. Real power is not struggle but instability. Tiger's eye is a stone of quiet authority. It does not make a person aggressive. It makes them internally strong. Tiger's eye is a stone of returning to reality. It is not for escaping into spirituality, but for beginning to act in the real world. If you have any questions for me, feel free to write them in the comments under any my posts. You can also join my Telegram channel. Thank you all.